British Esports Student Champs Nationals 25-26 season, and today we are going into week 2 of the Swiss stage. I am Nick and I'm joined by
Dylan.
And today we have an exciting match of Confetti Arrows versus Exeter College. I believe the players for Confetti Arrows are going to be Prism, Astragal and Ripper, and the team for Exeter is lining up with Daniel, Skidsy and Wick. Now both very good matches. It was a very tight match for Confetti Arrows, only just managing to scrape by 4-3 in week 1. But it was an absolute domination by Exeter, winning 4-0 in their first match in Swiss Stage 1.
Yeah, seeing as Exeter have come back from a win from that last tournament, it's going to seem like Confetti Arrows are the underdogs in this matchup. But as we all know, a good underdog story is nothing to doubt. So hopefully something can happen that will excite us this match, not to doubt. Especially being week 2 is such an anticipated match this early in, just coming off of Halloween. It's going to be a good show for sure.
So we have game 1, which is NSCG versus Exeter. And then we have Newcastle Tigers, I believe that is, versus... not sure which team that is though, but we'll be able to get that up for a second. But game 1's going to be a very exciting game. You know, Exeter came off of a win last year in Champs, I believe. But here we have NSCG, who were doing very well in that last season tournament, and going to be just hoping to try and get on the front foot. And we're already into the game, it seems, and Imperator already 1-0 up. 4 minutes 20 left on the clock, and hopefully Confetti Arrows can do something with this. But all the boost getting picked up, and it's a good save by Daniil over here. Wick making himself available over into the middle. It's a good pass by Skidsy, but what a save by Ripper. Now Prism going up onto the wall, has 100 boost, able to do anything, gets it into the middle, but saved and blocked. Now another counter attack over for Imperator. Let's see if they can do anything with this, but a great save again. It's a shot by Wiki, but a save by Ripper. All the boosts just getting taken up here by Confetti Arrows. Wiki able to get 100 boosts there, not able to do much with it. A lot of fights going on here in the middle of the pitch, but now the ball over into Wick. Going to the middle, but now Ripper getting the ball again. Astragal just a little bit too far away from that, but it falls over back into Prism. Now pushed back into the box, but cleared away by Daniil. Now, let's see what Confetti Arrows can do with this defense. And it's a demo coming in from Daniil against Astragal, and Skidsy going in for the aerial there, but unable to get to the ball. Just slightly bitten, but a nice flick over by Wick. And a pass into the box by Skidsy. And it's a shot on goal, but sadly just wide.
Yeah, it seems both teams really are playing on the aggressive here. A lot of challenges, a lot of mid-play. Both just can't quite seem to hit that hammer on Daniil, get that final shot in, potentially seal the game with that 2-0 lead. As we see, we've took a lot of boost from Confetti. Imperator have been starving them, but they've recently been on a comeback with that close chat there. A lot of pressure being put back on Imperator now after the early setup, with a lot of mid-players going towards their own side, not what they anticipated. But more of the aerial players is going to be a challenge for them, it seems, considering the pressure was in the favour of Confetti every time it's in the air.
It is looking like a very tight match, and now a good demo over from Prism onto Skidsy. Just alleviating that pressure, and a nice aerial coming in with the flip reset, but not able to get anything onto that. And easily defended away by Imperator here, and now onto the counter attack. Let's see what Wick can do. Going to be pushing up to the wall, but Prism's ready, just waiting on that back wall for him, and now going for another aerial, but Daniil with a great save. What an amazing save from Daniil there. I was really thinking that was going to be a goal to tie it all back up for Confetti Arrows, but Imperator were just ready for it. Great boost management and a great aerial just to get that save over. Now over onto Astragal, going in for the aerial again, but Daniil is just so imperative onto this back wall. He's just not letting anything go in from Confetti Arrows here. And yet again, another save on the opposite side of the pitch we saw. And now Ripper trying to get it cleared away. Not as far as Imperator, but cleaned back up by his teammate. Now into the air, flip reset coming, 83 boost, able to work with, but just placing it down on the floor. Ripper able to get a touch, but nothing much after that. Astragal getting it away into the center here, gonna go for the flip reset, but just misses the ball. Now it's an open net, can Ripper get to it, and just in time, but not as far as Daniil, as he's gonna be playing the back wall. But great positioning from Ripper, and it's just a shot wide of the post with only 1 minute remaining, and still Imperator only up 1-0. This has been such a tight game one in this Nationals Week 2 here in the Swiss stage, and it's a shot again, but just wide. But Ripper able to get the cleanup and now tie it up 1-1 with 50 seconds left on the clock. Do you think this could go either way here?
Well, that goal definitely has just turned the tables for the better for Confetti Arrows. And overtime is possible. We've seen, while they do prefer to go on the aggressive, their defense has not been anything to misjudge. So it is entirely possible we do see an overtime in game one here. It could be something that shows to last a really long time. Because as we know, defense is a great offense, especially in Rocket League. It's mostly just about waiting until your opponent slips up. It could happen at any moment. It's really unpredictable. It's all in the micro of the players. That's what makes this game incredible. It's not just about the team coordination, but every single micro adjustment could make or break a game. You see there, that ceiling pinch, which led to a goal by Skidsy, 2-1.
What a goal from Skidsy that was. I wasn't even expecting anything from that, but what a ceiling pinch there, just getting the tap onto the ball and straight to the net. I don't think Confetti Arrows were expecting anything of that. But I have been seeing from Imperator here, they have been playing a little bit dirty, going for a lot of demos compared to Confetti Arrows. And there again, Wick getting another one on the Astragal and just not giving them any chance to breathe. Even if they get any boost, it's just immediately taken away from that reset with the demo. But Confetti Arrows looking to do anything here. 3, 2, 1 on the board, and that's a win for Exeter, going 1-0. And what a game from Daniil. Honestly, the saves that he made that game were just so imperative to his team and just helped him get as many points as he can and just keep his team into that. Sadly, one goal did go in, which he might not be happy about, but overall, it's a great performance from Daniil there, keeping him in with 5 saves in Skidsy and Wick, getting them final shots in and allowing Imperator to win 2-1 in that match.
Yeah, if we just take a further look at that, we can see Confetti had a total of 10 shots, making only 1, with Exeter having only a total of 7, but still making 2 of those. So it seems they have the better accuracy overall, and that potentially could have been the deciding factor. Both teams seem pretty equal on defense and offense. But as we get ready to move into the next game, things could change either way, because most of the time the first game is just to adapt to the playstyles of the other team.
Now, I know there is quite a common theme with Caster's Curse. Who do you have for this game?
Well, as I mentioned before, we all love a good underdog story, so surely I should be in favour of Confetti Arrows. You see the game starting here, they do seem to have a bit of a failure to approach the kickoff, but things are coming back for them. They have reorganised really quickly, getting out of that awkward spot, taking control here, getting more touches into their side, forcing Imperator onto an awkward position, setting the ball high with no one to be on, leading to their teams having an open opportunity, and something's going on here with Hero. There's no movement at all. The boost is stagnant. We might have some issues, but that's still a goal for Daniil. It's a 1-0 lead.
Well, it is looking like something might have been up there. I don't know if Prism just got a bit caught onto that wall there, but Astragal just missing the ball, and it's a goal to Daniil. I'm not sure if anything went on there with the players or if there's going to be a pause, but it looks like the game's going to carry on. Now, I had a feeling Confetti Arrows might have done a bit of a reversal, as we saw in Game 1. Imperator did have that very early goal about 20 seconds into the game, maybe even a kickoff goal. And then Confetti Arrows in Game 2 almost decided to do the reverse on them and get a goal very early, but it was a great save. But there it is, a great bit of team play from Confetti there and getting the goal. It's a lovely beat in with the aerial there and a great pass down, and just a brilliant goal from Astragal, slotting it right in there against Imperator. And now we're up to 1-1. Still a very tight game, all to play for. And it's looking very good for Confetti here. Maybe they can be able to keep that momentum that they've just got with that. And let's see what they can do here. Confetti Arrows going for the shots, but not as far as Daniil. Daniil getting the flick over, but it's a great save by Cairo. What an amazing save that was, just to try and keep them in the game. There's still all to play for with 4 minutes left on the clock. And Confetti Arrows going to be taking it back up to this wall, but not as far as Daniil. Let's see what Daniil can do here. Over onto the wall. Prism, it looks like, getting the hit. And it actually looks like we've had a bit of a substitute here with this second game. Not sure if you maybe woke up late or got to the match a bit late, but it's looking like the sub's coming in, and by the looks of it, it's looking like it was a great sub. Only 1-1, but a lot of the ball coming from Confetti Arrows here. Now over onto Astragal. So Astragal can do with this ball on the wall, but getting taken away from by Prism, his own teammate. It's looking like it might have been the right play as the ball gets pushed into the Imperator's box here. And it's just all Confetti Arrows with the ball. It's not like they can do anything here, Imperator, as they're just stuck in their own half.
Yeah, there's been a real display of dominance here from Confetti. They've adapted really quickly. They've saw the weakness of Imperator and they've took it so quickly to turn that into their favour. You're going to see a real big score difference by the end of this. It's going to show just how dominant they can be. It's like I was saying earlier, the underdog story. Caster's Curse could be a thing, but at the same time, there is always a reversal of that. So who knows?
Oh, we just saw an amazing save by Skidsy just before that. And it just keeps going back to Confetti Arrows here as they have most of the possession with this ball. They're just playing it so well, but a little bump coming out over here from Exeter, but not as far as back to Prism, who has it on the wall, pushing it down in the box, and it's unlucky, but not as far as Cairo being able to push this ball back up. A nice play on the wall there, pushing it over towards the side, and it's hitting the crossbar just off. And it's so unlucky as he was so close to getting to the ball there. That could have been a goal, but just flew over his head. Now Prism going to be going back for this boost, but it's a good shot over from Wick. And what a goal from Wick. That came out of absolutely nowhere. Just going up the wall, hitting it so slightly, and it just blasts into the top corner off the post and in. And what a goal from Wick. Now 2-1 towards Exeter. And despite not seeing as much of the ball compared to Confetti, they are now 1 goal up. And let's see what they can do from the kickoff. It looks like Imperator have a lot of plays with this kickoff and a lot of experience with winning it, and they know what they want to do with their tactics. But it's not as far as the Confetti defense. Now going over a good 50-50, not as far as going towards Prism as he's kicking it out here. And still right in the middle, but it's hitting off the back wall of Imperator's box. And they have all the play for, the scrambling over in the defense, but it's looking good. Daniil still being an amazing keeper over here for Imperator and just keeping up with the play, but it's a good shot from Skidsy. Can he save it? It's a great save from Astragal, but not as far as Wick could not recover in time. And that has now gone 3-1 to Exeter.
It seems just as quick as Confetti have adapted. Exeter have also adapted to their adaptation and took the lead again. Strong 2 goals advantage with a minute left. This game has just changed significantly. And we've seen their micros just adapted in an unbelievable level. We've seen things like reset flops to control the awkwardness of their positioning.
Well, it's great saves coming out from all of them. You know, the micro skills that they have, just being able to go up the wall, get the resets, and be able to play around each other is just so amazing to see. It's so clean and so flowing, and it's obvious that they've been practicing a lot with each other. But here we have Cairo getting the bounce back over towards his team, maybe trying to reset the play, and Cairo going up to the wall there, bouncing it off, but not as far as the Imperator defense. And that looks like it's just gone straight in from Daniil. It's a great save, which ended up into a shot. No one was in the defense for Confetti Arrows, and now it's gone from such a tight game with Confetti Arrows dominating the possession to a 3-goal lead for Exeter. I was not expecting this from what we had seen, and it's looking like this might be a win for Exeter, going 2-0 up in this best of 7, and there's another goal for Wick. It's just goal after goal after goal for Exeter, and it's clear why these are the fan favourites to win, coming back from a win last year in Champs, and now dominating Confetti Arrows, who were very good opposition to play against. They're a hard team to go against as well, but still, just Exeter getting the wins, getting the goals, and that's all you need to be able to carry on in this competition.
especially compared to the last run in the previous tournament. It seems to have really refined the skills that they were lacking on before, almost as if they have something to prove. It's like they want to come for the title for a second time in a row. So they want to make history here, so they've got to take it as seriously as they can. Any match can be so serious to them despite the stakes. They're taking this with 100% of effort. They're not going to leave anything on the table. As you see, their pressure is just grinding to higher levels. Constant appliance in the aerial field, which we were lacking in earlier. And there's the win for Exeter's team. 5-1 is final score. We're going to see here quickly just how dominant the possession players have been.
Well, the Confetti were hoping for a little bit of a consolation goal at the end there, but yet again, Daniil at the top of the leaderboards. It's just so amazing to see how he can keep up the style of play that he has and just keep getting as many points as he can and just keeping, Imperator into this. He's so strong on that defense and then able to link up the play with his teammates to get assists and even got a goal from a defensive contribution back in that game. But now 2-0 to Imperator. All they need is 2 more, but as we saw last week, Confetti with a 4-3 win. Maybe they just thrive under pressure. Maybe they just only perform when there's more on the line for them. And with this 2-0 advantage, or 2-game advantage, sorry, it's looking like we can see if Confetti Arrows do thrive under this pressure. But Imperator, as we saw last week as well, it was a 4-0 sweep. And it's looking like it could be a goal here, and it is. Confetti Arrows, like we saw last time, it's 1-0 up, but can they keep the lead? Do we think Imperator will be able to come back off this? And I think we might be able to see that. They're trying to adapt, they're trying to learn the play styles, and they're trying to become a better team together. And it's seeming like Confetti might be able to do this time. Like we said, thriving under pressure. Getting to the point where they're just always on the ball here. Last match, always on the ball, but in that last just minute or two, they just couldn't keep up that pressure. Oh, Wick getting a save over here. Daniil trying to get it out, but not as far as Gyro there. But taken out by the Imperator, going back to the demos like we saw in the other matches. Astragal up on the wall, being able to get the defense. Gyro be trying to take it up, but not as far as Wick as he plays it back over towards the Confetti side of the pitch. It's getting blasted back over to Imperator, but just on the wall, back over. It's a back and forth game. It feels like I'm watching a bit of ping pong or even badminton. Honestly, it's just back and forth between the two teams. But Daniil going up for the aerial, not as far as Astragal as he clears it away, but it's still just with Imperator here. He's taking it up the pitch slowly but surely. Not as far as Prism as he tries to go, but it's a great save by Astragal. Takes it over, Cairo passing it over to his teammate. It's a good shot, but all of Imperator are just waiting there in the box, and it's an easy save.
Absolutely. I mean, as we've seen so far, both teams really just been placed in a position of how well can they adapt. Seeing Confetti especially, they've realised that Exeter's team really prefers the early pushes and banging on that as much as they can. So now that they've learned to start out time to the best of their efficiency, as Exeter's team have been placed in an awkward defensive state, and they do prefer aggression, so this is going to be a game of perfection for Exeter if they want to have a chance at winning here. However, them being 2 up is sort of an insurance, and we see another goal for the Confetti Arrows here from Astragal. Takes advantage of a really poorly placed hit from Exeter's defense to take advantage of the open space left in the net. The defender was in the middle of the net, not the best place to be from a side attack.
Well, there was absolutely no momentum from the Imperator keeper there. It was never going to be able to get that, but a perfectly placed shot, to be honest, from Astragal. Placing that so close corner that even if he had even the littlest bit of momentum, he still wouldn't have gotten that with how fast that shot was. But now it's looking like it's all Confetti Arrows. Prism up on the wall here, takes it past one, but not as far as Skidsy. And Skidsy takes us past Cairo. Now it's looking like an open net, but can he save a Prism? A nice clearance over here to the side, allowing his team to get back. It's great from him, because with the players coming in from that left side, pushing it over to the right allows them no chance from a shot, as the momentum from the Confetti Arrows players would immediately just put them in line with that ball. And Prism taking a nice little touch down here. Going to try and flick it over, but nowhere near as it's taken away from him by Daniil. And now Skitsy on the ball, trying to take it up the wall. Not as far as Daniil. Prism going to be going upside down here. But it's all over to Confetti Arrows again. Taking the shot, but a nice save by Skitsy. The boost is looking a bit low for Confetti Arrows, but there's an 100 boost picked up by Cairo. Prism still a lot to work with. Let's see what we can do here. Gonna go for the flip reset, but taken away by Daniil with the challenge in the air. But still not as far as the Confetti Arrows team, and it was a fake off by the Imperator. Almost gave a free shot away to Confetti there, but was taken away, and the fake by Confetti there to let Prism try and go up for that ball, but not as far as the post. Let's see, it's a great defense from Astragon. Amazingly well played, and a nice pass over back to him, and it's a goal from Prism. What a play. Astragon over at Prism, and just a beautiful pass over there. Great defense, a great link-up play, and what a final shot. Straight into the top corner, and it's 3-0 to Confetti Arrows with 1 minute left on the clock.
Yeah, really just taking advantage of the space there. We've seen the game progress to more of a mid-fight, and while straight away off of that kickoff we had progression from the mid to the wall, we got for the rebound which set them up for another goal. It's a 4-0 lead for the Confetti Arrows. This game could potentially be sealed right here with only a minute left on the clock. Who knows, we've seen changes so fast in Rocket League. 10 seconds was enough for NRG to make a comeback. So who knows what can happen in this moment. There's more than enough time. Can they make it work?
From the looks of it, Imperator are looking a bit fumbling here. You know, they're a bit shocked at how well Confetti have played this round, and it's a great save from Prism. I really thought that was going to be in by Wick, but a nice pass over from Prism over towards Astragal, which was played away by Daniil. But Cairo able to push it back up the pitch. All they have is 30 seconds left, and Daniil holding the ball. They need to try and get it up, but the challenges are just going to come out from Confetti Arrows there, just as we saw with Prism, and they're just going to keep trying to hold it, and I think that might be the game sealed. Only 15 seconds left. Not enough time, even if they score kickoff after kickoff goal. I just don't believe that there is enough time for Imperator to get, and it's looking like it is going to become 2-1 for the games with 3 seconds left on the clock. Can they get another one just to finally fully seal this game? And it's going to be pushed down on the floor, but kept up by Daniil and over towards Astragal, going into the net, but just blocked away by the 0-second timer. Honestly, what a game that was. Going from the first two games where Imperator have just seemed the dominant ones, we now see Prism on the top of the leaderboard, and it was a 4-0 win, I believe that was. It was great to see from them. And now Confetti Arrows 2-0 down, now 2-1. Can they bring it back to 2-2? It's still all to play for in this best of 7 in Nationals Week 2. And who do we think is going to win this game in particular, this one?
Well, last game was essentially a display of domination by Confetti Arrows. There was no real major mistakes to point out, and it was really just a late adaptation, it seems. They had everything right. It was almost just that second game which was a cost to them, because it took them so long to adapt. But now that we've seen their true side, it seems that Exeter are put under a lot of pressure as we see another goal there from Astrago to kick the game off 16 seconds in. Seems that we're going to see a repeat of that last game, judging by the defensive position of Exeter. They're being placed in such awkward positions by the constant pressure of Confetti. They know that their quick rush strike is not going to work, so they have to rely on something else, but they don't know what. They never thought it would come to this, so they're having to resort to pure instinct alone, almost as if a lack of communication is present.
Well, we are 3 games in so far, and I believe Imperator, Exeter, have been 1-0 up in the first 2 games, and them 2 games they did win, but once Confetti Arrows got their first goal onto the game, it seems that they were the ones to come out victorious. So let's see if we have another repeat of that last round and with a Confetti Arrows win. But do we know if it's going to be as dominating as that last one? You know, it's been very back and forth. Imperator absolutely dominating in that game too, 5-1 I believe it was, but then Confetti Arrows not even letting Imperator get a goal off onto them. And now it's a great shot from Astragal, but just under the crossbar, bouncing off the line and cleared out by Imperator, but it's back over towards Astragal. He's hungry for more. He wants more goals. He's just like Erling Haaland. He just wants all the goals that he can get. But Prism now going to be onto the ball here, passing it back up over into the box, but not as far as Daniil. A good 50-50 from Astragal, but Cairo getting the better of it. Now going to bounce over him, but saved by Wick, as Wick's going to be pushing up. Fails the 50-50, and Prism clears it back over towards the Imperator's box. Now over towards Confetti Arrows, half of the pitch, as they're going to take it a bit slow here. But a nice 50-50, and Skidsy coming out on top, but just as far as Astragal, who gets the demo off, but it almost went into his own net. Now they just need to take it slow, get the composure back, and just need to take it a bit slower. They're going to be going up here. Astragal with the 50-50 in mid-air against Skidsy, but just as far as Daniil as he pushes it back onto the pitch over towards Prism, who hits it off the back post. And now no one in net, but Astragal just missing the pinch off the wall to push it into the mid. But a bit of kerfuffle there from the Imperator side, going to be hitting into each other. And over towards Prism as he just takes a shot, but Daniil, yet again, looking like prime Courtois, getting all these saves in. It's honestly amazing from Daniil how many saves he's getting, but it's a miss dash over here from Imperator, and that's Astragal with another goal. Who was that? Skidsy, looking like he just either mistimed or accidentally jumped to the side instead of upwards. And then that's 2-0 towards Confetti Arrows, and what a game we have in our hands. 2 minutes 30 seconds left, and it's still all to play for. Imperator can still come back, but Astragal looking like he's taking Imperator's own plan into action, as well as Prism, and just going for the demos now. We saw a lot in game 1 and 2 from Exeter, who just kept demoing, and that seemed like that might have been the play that was helping them win the matches. Now Confetti Arrows taking that own playstyle into their own hands. It's looking like it's working.
Yeah, especially throughout this game, we've seen traces that although the ball has mostly been in Exeter's half for the duration of the game, there have been signs where the newfound beast can bleed. The ball getting pushed into Exeter's own half. Sorry, Confetti Arrow's own half over time and time again. And it seems that they've almost managed to calm down the newfound playstyle of the Confetti Arrows, not really pushing as much as they used to anymore. And when they are, they're trying to be a bit more possessive with it, not necessarily giving it away as easily. See Prism there tapping it down, though Skidsy intercepts for a quick challenge there. Comes to the wall, quick shot on, Astragal's there to take possession, but it's blocked quickly by Wick. Astragal up for the aerial, seems that a double commit has happened. Back to the wall, Prism gets pushed, plays it to mid. Cairo for the read, sends it to the corner, but that's the possession of Orange. Skidsy plays it back to mid. It's just a constant back and forth at this point. It's almost as if the games came towards a stalemate. It's just possession swapping this whole time.
Well, there is only 50 seconds left on the clock. And if Imperator weren't scared before, they are now scared now, with a lovely shot by Cairo, just following the play around and positioning himself perfectly, getting the free flip over there and just taking it above Wick as he just misses the ball. And if Imperator needed a goal before, they definitely need one now, as they got 3-0 down, 50 seconds left on the clock. Still could be anyone's game, but judging by the possession and the stats of this one, it is all Confetti Arrows, and they will be making it 2-2 in this Nationals Week 2 of the Swiss stage. But it's a great shot over here by Wick, but not as far as Skidsy. He just misses the ball. Daniil has to clean up and hopefully get a good shot away, but the defense of Confetti Arrows was ready as Cairo passes it over to Astragal, and what a goal from Astragal. It's a great link-up play from Confetti Arrows, and this is another 4-0 over towards them. It's honestly looking like it could be a reverse sweep here from the Confetti Arrows. Like you said, they were the dark horses of this. They were the underdogs, and the underdog story is a one that everyone always loves, and it's seeming like that might be the story of this match right here. But yeah, again, even if Confetti Arrows and Imperator, one of them loses, they are not out of the tournament, as it's only the Swiss stage, but you want to get as many wins into this, because the seeding will affect how the rest of their games go. But honestly, a 4-0 win from Confetti Arrows again, it's honestly great. What did you think of that game?
It was truly something incredible to watch. The way that Exeter have been able to adapt to the new beast that is Confetti Arrows, it truly shows that although they are losing the although they're on the losing side of pressure, Confetti tying it to 2-2, they've got the momentum going into that. Despite that, Exeter may be able to come back from this. The score wasn't as dominant as the last game we saw, although the shots do say different. It's a 7 total for Confetti, with no shots at all for Exeter's team, it seems. But despite that, we have seen traces where they've managed to gain possession and control the tempo of the match. So there is clear signs that this whole thing could change in either way at any moment.
I think there is going to be a bit of a slowdown here because we have got some of the players from both Confetti and Exeter accidentally left the game or maybe disconnected. We will be trying to get them back up here. But what have we got score predictions for in this next game?
Well, seeing as the recent game has shown a potential blocking of Confetti's dominance, it seems it won't be such a high score, potentially. Maybe something along the lines of 3 maximum lead for a team. Maybe looking at something like 4-1. That's what I'd wager for Confetti to get it. But who knows, Exeter, they can just come back at any moment. There's always the chance that their rush works as we move towards the next game that's happening. Their kickoff has really been something that is dominant over this whole game, and there's no signs of that slowing down. Although right here, clear possession for Confetti, goes straight back to him after first clear. Skizzy misses the read, but Daniel's on that, gets it to the backboard, straight down to Wick, goes up to the backboard, no one's there to get it. Daniel with the shot, and that's a goal. 15 seconds in, Exeter have taken the lead again. Seems that pressure has not fallen down too far. They have not been put off by the momentum of Confetti Arrows, and they can still keep their composure. They can say, okay, we were winning by 2 games, they've came back, it's still 2 games left for the decider. We can still make it happen.
Well, if the past games have been anything to be considered, when Imperative went 1-0 up, they have seemed to win it, but it's a quick response from Confetti Arrows. Lovely aerial over from Prism, beating 2 of them and then dunking it down into the goal of Exeter to level the playing field once again. And it's a great kickoff by Cairo, being able to get that and steal the 100 boost. He's going to push it down over into the box of Exeter, but just as far as the ground and the post. Unable to do anything with that is Skidzy going up onto the wall here, trying to get it over, but Prism, a nice take and a nice aerial here, but a challenged in the air. Not as far as the Exeter team, but Astragal going to be challenging up into his own box and gets the clearance away. It's still looking like Imperator are on the forefront of this attack though. Is Skidsy takes the ball away from Cairo as he's trying to clear it, but a great interception from Prism, taking it up onto his own back wall. Going to be trying to reset the play here. Just take it over, beats 1, but not as far as Skidsy. Yet again, Astragal up into the air, hits the ball off his own back wall, and now the counter attack is on for Confetti Arrows. It's a great challenge from Wick and a great demo from Daniil. If Daniil did not get that, I believe that might have been a goal to Confetti Arrows, but now it's still all to play for as they're back onto the counter attack. Prism with the ball, going to be taking it 50-50s, coming in all around, and Astragal bumped it down to the side, but sadly goes over towards Exeter. Exeter going back onto the forefront, but not as far as Cairo, as now Daniil has the ball over towards Confetti's goal. And it's looking like an absolute scrap here, back and forth yet again, but this is what we love to see. We love to see high action. We love to see that the game is for anyone to play it, instead of these absolute sweeps, which could get a bit boring. But when the sweeps come from the underdogs, who have just been 2-0 down but able to bring it back to 2-2, it is sometimes always great to see. But Astragal, yeah, playing the ball up, Cairo zooming in, and it looks like it was a shot off by Cairo, but saved by Skidsy. And Daniil trying to do stuff with the ball here, over towards Skidsy, and the shot comes away, and it was so close. It was saved from Cairo, but just unable to get to the ball. Looks like it might have been a bit of a misplay from Prism there. Not really much talked through by the team. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication coming in from the Confetti Arrows there. But it's a great kickoff yet again. Cairo getting the demolition. Now able to take the ball. Not a lot of boost to work with, but picks up the 100 pad. As Prism's just left in no man's land as the ball comes up. And it's a great save over there by Prism. Back over towards the centre now with Skidsy. Cairo up for the ball, over towards Imperator's goal. but taken down by Daniil. Going to be taking it over towards his wall, but it's great shadowing up by Prism, but even greater demolition and skidsing up the shot off. But Astragal, we've seen him so many times before, just being that clutch player that they need, being able to get goals, being able to defend their goal and get saves in, and just misses the ball after praising him. But Cairo is able to bounce back over. It's a good, nice little bump on from Astragal over there. And now an absolute scrap over into the box. They're going to be looking to try and dunk it down in the middle of the box here, but not as far as Wick, who takes it up the wall and able to defend with it quite nicely. Prism now with the ball, not as far as the Imperator attack, and it's looking like it's bouncing off the line. That is so unlucky from Wick there. Was able to get the shot away, but not as far as the woodwork. Now Astragal onto with the ball over towards Prism. A lot of time, able to get the 100 boost. He has got Daniil on him. It's looking like a misflip, but Cairo able to save the day and get it back over here with some 30 boost to work with. Not a lot there. Astragal back over towards the center of the pitch, but Prism is unable to get to it, but tries to shadow away, and it's a great pass over from Cairo, and what a pass. It was almost a double tap, and now another shot coming in from Astragal, but just as far as Daniil, who gets the save. Now back over onto the side of the pitch from Confetti Arrows. Prism walking up the wall here with the ball. It's great footwork, or ball work I should say, from the Gar. And great technical control. Astragal now has the ball, just misses the jump off. It was a bit awkward for him, but just as far as Cairo is Daniil. Gets the 50-50, 30 seconds left on the clock. Confetti Arrows need to do something here to get that goal, to keep their momentum up. But it's looking like it could be a goal from Imperator, and that's it. 21 seconds from them left to get a goal or two. Do you think they can do it?
Well, we've seen they've been able to adapt very well to Exeter's play style since they've gotten. It took such a long time to get used to that one, and seemingly in this game they've changed everything that they were going for before. So I really don't think that's going to happen. Just because it took them so long originally, who knows how long it would take to get adapted to this second playstyle we brought out in response to the first adaptation. All games so far have just been a battle of who can adapt faster. Like we see, that is going to be the end of this game. Exeter take the 3-2 advantage. They've won one game overall so far. Only one more win, and it's going to be a final decision for Exeter. So who knows what will happen here, because Confetti Arrows, they have won 2 in a row to get the momentum going. Surely they'll remember that it is possible and they can make it happen again. The lead is not something to worry about. It's only one game and anything can happen in that final should they make it.
Well, it was a great performance by Exeter there. It looked like it was all to play for, but that final goal in the finishing seconds just absolutely ended off that game. And now it's going to be 3-2 out of 7 to Imperator EXE. Now, it's going to be all to play for still. Confetti need to get this final win just to tie it all up, and then it's all to play for. And it's looking like it's going to be a repeat of their last match in week 1, which did go to 4-3 towards Confetti. A very tight game, but Imperator, they're not used to this. They're not used to getting games against them. They're just so dominant normally in the games, and now they've let 2 games past them, but still up by that 1 extra game. And it's still all to play for, like I just said. And we're going to be getting into this game 6 very shortly of the Nationals week 2. And I still don't know who could win this one. I really want to see Confetti to bring it up to a final game of a 3-3, all to play for in the 7th game. But I'm not sure, because Imperator's new playstyle, it's looking like they're very dominant on the ball and they're just able to get the saves as well as work the wall so well. But let's see how Confetti Arrows reply to that. A little bit of a team talk, a lot of chances to talk with the team. And now let's see who is going to win this game, as we're going to be going into kickoff here in 3, 2, 1. The kickoff is going to be coming out. Cairo going back for the boost. And it's looking like it was a bit of a 50-50 from Prism there, going over towards that side 100 boost. And the demo already coming out from Skidsy over towards Astragal. But Prism not as far as the woodwork of Imperator's defense. Now, Skidsy, what can he do with the ball? Chips it over 1, over towards his teammate, and then Wick what a goal and what a play. Imperator, just as we saw before, every time they've scored first, they have went on to win the match. And this could be a repeat of what we've seen, and it could be a closeout for Imperator over here.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen confetti arrows. In the last game, they have shown traces to be slowing down with their aggression a bit, and that led to a victory last time. Seems the same thing is starting to happen in this game, so they should change their playstyle quick if they want to have the opportunity to win here. Seems that we're coming through with that, but they're just being put in awkward position after awkward position. Now that with Prism taking it up, they have the time to get themselves ready to start the counter-attack that they need. Straight pass into mid there to the other team. Prism takes control, and that's just a shot. I don't know what happened there on the defense of Exeter, but that's going to be a goal for Confetti Arrows, tying the score to 1-1. Seems that it was just a whiff from Daniil, and that's going to leave the opportunity to any team with no advantage.
Well, from the play, it looked like it was an absolute very fast shot, but it was only about 66 miles per hour, which in Rocket League terms is not the fastest. But it was just absolutely blitzed past the defense of Exeter there. And another demo coming out from Skidsy, but the reply from Prism as they are now on the forefront yet again. Confetti, they're not able to do anything with it this time, but it's looking like a repeat of last match. 1-1. Tied up, still all to play for, so much time left on the clock here, and it's a great play over here from Astragal, getting the shot away, but Daniil, as we've seen time and time again, getting the saves in, getting the play back towards Imperator's side, but it's turned face now over towards Confetti Arrows as he goes up for the double tap, and it's a great save from Skidsy, but that shot is nothing to dismiss. That was amazing from the side of Confetti Arrows there, and I honestly thought that was going to go in. That double tap was absolutely beautifully played as the ball falls back over towards Prism, not as far as Daniil, but Daniil taken away by Cairo. Cairo going for the shot, but a great save by Wick. That's great positioning into the net there by him, but it's gone back over towards Confetti Arrows' side. Prism taking the ball up, taking his time over Skidsy, over towards Cairo, and Cairo gets the shot, and it's a great play from Confetti Arrows as they've now taken the lead for the first time in this game. Still 3 minutes on the clock, still anyone's game to play for, but the teamwork from Confetti Arrows there was absolutely sublime. Now, going back towards a kickoff, Prism getting the win there technically as Cairo followed up onto it, but Daniil just stat padding with the save, a very easy one for him. But now over towards Prism as Wiki chases him down, over towards Astragal, not as far back over to Prism, and the ball goes up. It's a great defensive block by Wick there as it's fallen back to Astragal, but not as far as Wick as he gets the shot away, but just wide as it's fallen back over towards Imperator, but gets taken away by the players of Confetti Arrows. Prism taking the 50-50 up in midfield as Wick goes up the wall, only one boost to work with. Let's see what he can do. Sadly gets taken away by Astragal, and the ball's looking like it's just going to stop dead here in the middle of the play as every team doesn't really know what's happening, but it was a shot away from Wick. I don't know how it made its way over there, but Prism with an absolute beautiful save over towards Astragal. Astragal up onto the wall, over towards Wick. Wick taking the ball away as he's playing it down, back over towards Confetti Arrow's side, but not as far as Prism takes it up the wall. Now going for the flip reset, and it's great, and it's a pass over towards Cairo, and he absolutely faked the defensive Imperator there, as you can see, taking the ball up, flip reset to get the height, and just didn't have enough boost. But Imperator did not know that as Skidsy went up for the high save, and it just fell over towards Cairo with a lovely pass into the back of the net, and Confetti Arrows are now 3-1 up. I would love to see Confetti Arrows win this just for the sole fact of an all to play for final match. Whoever wins it goes to the top of their division for the seeding of week 3. Now Wick over towards the ball, pacing it down in the middle of the pitch, but not as far as Prism. Prism taking it up, but matched by 2, and Skidsy getting the demolition over towards Astragal. But Confetti Arrows are still playing with the ball. Daniil now going to be taking it slow. Gets a bit awkward with that flip resetters, but it falls back down to his teammate of Skidsy. And Skidsy unable to do much with it. Astragal now with the ball. Cairo getting the demolition, but It's so close. Astragal, if he just came back there and just went for the shot, that would have been another goal towards Confetti. But he's still just dominating this midfield possession as it's another pass over towards Cairo with the shot on, but Daniil getting the save, Skidsy getting the demolition, Prism getting the revenge over towards Exeter, and the ball's up into the air now. Let's see what Prism can do. He needs to try and keep it as there's only 30 seconds left on the play. And still, anyone could get this. If Imperator get one more goal, it's still a play for, but if Confetti Arrows get that one extra, which could happen, but Prism just misses the ball as Wick gets the demolition over towards Daniil, who gets a shot off, but just wide. Wick now with the ball, but not taken as far as Prism as he demolitions him over towards Cairo. Astragal gets the hit away, and demolitions coming in left, right, and center. What is happening here? And the bomb coming in from Prism over towards Cairo just to get the boost onto the ball, and Astragal up into the air. 1 second left, and that's going to be it. Game win for Confetti Arrows, taking a 3-3 here. This final round is going to be all to play for.
Absolutely. And final rounds, they always have the most pressure because it's your last chance. You have no way to redeem yourself after. I mean, of course, we have the lower seeds, but you know, you really want to stay in that higher if you have the best chance to stay in the tournament overall. It's going to be such a high-paced match, especially after that recent display from Confetti Arrows. They've been able to shut down any attack in that second half. It seems almost as if they're better on the counter as opposed to starting a play. And they've really mastered the playstyle of Exeter to adapt to that in the best way they can. We're getting into the next game now, it seems. Sorry for the short delay of the transition, but we've had a bit of a fast kickoff going straight to the corner. Astragal hits it up, Skidsy's there, but with it goes to Daniil, bounces back off the wall. Skidsy there for the shot, Astragal gets the save, takes control as no one's on there to rush. Wick scores, misses, Astragal has open time, Skidsy takes it away, goes to the wall, an attempt at a 50, but the pinch is too quick. It's all full control from Prism right now, goes straight to Exeter. It's really a constant back and forth possession, but it's still moving the same way each time. It goes straight to Exeter's corner there. No one was there for the quick challenge, so they've had ability to set up a play. It's going towards the net, off the back wall, Cairo with a clear. Prism misses a redirect, goes for a 50 to the wall, bounces out, Skidsy gets the cross, straight towards Prism, who takes possession, goes up the wall with it, goes for a power, potentially a pass. Cairo's there for the ground play, and that's going to be in possession of Daniil.
So here we have, it is match point here for the Confetti Arrows versus Exeter match. 3-3 in this best of 7. And it's still all to play for, 0-0 on the scoreboard. But as I speak, it gets brought into the play. Confetti Arrows getting that goal. And it's a great goal to start them off. Great play over there with the pass over towards Astragal and just getting that shot away into that wide open net. Now, something we saw last game, which changed the narrative a bit, was that Imperator did score first, which normally results in a win towards Imperator, but Confetti Arrows were able to keep a calm mind and get that 3-1 win over Imperator. And maybe we can see that again, but Confetti Arrows still yet to lose a match when they have scored first, and it's looking like it's going to be 2-0. It's a bit of a scrap into the box, but Astragal comes out on top, able to recover well off that wall and just blast it into the back of the net, allowing it to go to 2-0 towards Confetti Arrows. It's going to be a very tight game. I feel like this one might be goals galore, but oh my god, the triple tap by Prism. Honestly, amazing from him. What a goal that was over onto the wall. The double tap down into the net just takes it away from Skidsy. Oh my, that was amazing to see from Confetti Arrows. And honestly, a great goal. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left on the clock. Honestly, just absolutely amazing to see from Confetti Arrows.
No denying that their micro has been truly wonderful to witness. A triple tap with the reset to get the game to be 3-0 with 3 minutes left. And just there, the score goes to 4-0 again with 3 minutes left. It looks like this game could potentially be sealed with this lead, but then again, Exeter have shown to be able to take the pressure from 0 to 100 in a short amount of time. They just need to get their communication together, and potentially they could, as long as they play perfect through their abilities and see that the micro of Confetti Arrows is their advantage. They need to resort more to just shutting down every player they have. That's exactly how Confetti have won the previous matches they have, by shutting down the plays of Imperator. So they need to do the same if they want to have a chance to win. Seeing an example of it now, placing them in an auto defensive position. Prism takes the ball off the backboard. It's going to be taken from Daneo to their opposite corner. A great shutdown there of the play. Goes centre. A bit late to catch that though from Wick. Cairo's now got possession. Goes to Astico. Goes back to Cairo. Whiff from Exeter, but Daniel goes to get the ball. It's a passing play, but not quite shot there. Goes back into a high-speed chase. Astico clears it away. Got clear possession, but is blocked there. Prism hits it high. Astico's in position and ready. Wick gets a clear block.
So from the looks of it, it might have been that Confetti either just weren't really ready for the start of this game, you know, going early 2-0 down, or it might have just been that they were toying with their food. They've came back with a few roster changes this year, and they've came back stronger than ever, taking down the mighty Imperator, who seem to be fan favorites, such as they were winning last season. They did. It was amazing from them performance. But now Confetti Arrows are seeming to be the dominant ones in this final match. They love to bring it down to the wire, and they love to score the goals in these final games. And it is now 5-0 with only 1:24 left on the clock. Can Imperator get the goals that they need to tie this back up, or is this going to be a loss for them, placing them down lower in the seeding for that week 3? And this could be an absolute sweep from Confetti Arrows in this match point match. It's great to see from them. 5-0 in Prism, getting the shot away, but not as far as Daniil, who's getting the save, but back over towards Cairo, getting the shot away. Daniil, yet again, another save. Astrical going to be taking it, but Cairo just misses, but it doesn't matter because Prism is there to clean up and gets the shot away. And what a goal that is. 6-0, and it's amazing to see from Confetti Arrows, just this link-up play that they have, the communication that they are probably speaking with each other, just to leave the ball for me. I've got this one. I'm in the back. You can go up if you want. And that is what you love to see from these high-level teams. And honestly, I would love to see later down the line, when it is knockout stages, I would love to see another rematch between these two teams, just to see who can come out on top, because this has been one of the closest games we've ever seen so far. And the demo coming out from Prism over towards Skidsy. Daniil trying to do something with it over towards Wick, but not as far as the defensive Confetti. The bump coming out, and there's a bump. Perfect to get the defender away from that net, and Skidsy getting one, but is that enough? Still a 5-goal differential. Can Imperator get the final goals that they need in these last 40 seconds? It's going to be a very long journey for them to try and win this match. But Confetti Arrows look like they might have it sealed into the bag as Prism goes up for the ball over towards Astragal, but Daniil getting the interception, and they need to try and get the goals as fast as they can in this moment. And Wick looks like they might be able to do it as he gets a second for Exeter here. Honestly, what a save. Oh, what a goal from them. It was almost a save from Astragal, but just pushed into the top of the net for them. Now 6-2 Confetti Arrows versus Exeter yet again in this match point. But towards Daniil, as he's going to be going up for the aerial, going for the flip reset, but gets a bit stuck on his ball. Prism passing it over to Cairo, and it's looking like it might be an open net, and Astragal not able to do anything with it, just a bit too high. 10 seconds left now on the clock, and it's looking like it is all Confetti Arrows as they are going to be taking home this final match. And it's looking like it is no consolation goal for Imperator there, but Confetti Arrows, that match point win, 4-3 in this game of 7 for Confetti Arrows. Honestly, the underdog story is absolutely amazing. That is what we love to see. And it's so many shots from both the sides, but Confetti Arrows were just able to come out on top in that game. And honestly, it's absolutely beautiful to see. We love it. I would love to see a rematch later in some knockout matches. But oh my, like, just what can you say about that game?
I mean, it's really a very close game overall. It was really just a battle of who can adapt, who can create new plays that they cannot block perfectly. I really agree with you. I would love to see another match happen between these two because there's no doubt about it. While the scores were very different per each game, overall it was just a back and forth of who had control, and it could change at any moment, which always means there's a chance it could have went either way. It's truly something to wonder about. If this happened again, would they remember this match and take in what they know? Because the way they've adapted, it seems as if they're able to just throw everything out in one moment and take something new and use that as their best ability.
Well, I would say for that game, I think that must have been I don't know, it was a man of the match for me. I would love to say Daniil, but sadly they lost, so I think it has to go to Astragal. That was a great performance from him. But we will be going into game 2 very shortly, so we will be right back when that is set up. Welcome back, everyone. And we have Series 2 of the British Esports National Student Champs. And today, the teams we have are NCSG versus Resilience Mid Kent. Now, this is going to be honestly great game from both of these. I'm expecting, yet again, another very tight match like we saw in that last one. Both teams are pretty good. And for the Caster's Curse, I think I'm going to be choosing NCSG here. Who you got for this match?
Honestly, I'd have to agree with you there. I think NCSG do take this one. We see they have the roster of Dragon, Temps, and Resnal for the main team. They have the subs of Tenjin and Furious, whereas with Resilience, we see Dexter's Dexrec and apparently Cold with a sub of Nihilism. And it seems the game's already started 15 seconds in. You see it go to a mid play. Not sure what the car choice is with Res there, but it seems to be working. Great aerial control. It's over, but Resilience can make a comeback with their dominance in the position, just like last series we saw. Goes up the wall. Brave has the mid. Res can't quite make it with the wall dash. Apparently he's there to take it. Goes through the wall, back down. Seems as more of a slower playstyle here from NCSG, but is constantly getting shut down, especially with that clear from Dex. Can't quite get the follow-up for the double tap. Rez is there to take possession again. The one-on-one, that's a 50, goes down in front. And Temps is there, gets a goal. It's a 1-0 lead, 1 minute into the game. And how do you think the game's going to go based on this alone?
Well, I have a feeling, with the name being a homage to Ronaldinho, I feel like Resnaldinho might be able to show us a good few skill moves here. But 1-0, like you said, NSCG already up here, 4 minutes left on the clock, so still all to play for, but it is looking a bit more all towards NCSG as they almost get a second there. And it's so close, but just everyone missing it and defended a bit poorly, but still was able to keep the ball out, making it 2-0 up. But Temps now with the ball, unable to do anything with it as it just gets as far as Dex. Now Dex trying to take it over towards there, but Dragon able to clear it away over towards apparently taking it up here with the aerial, but just doesn't get anything with it. Temps now with the aerial. Let's see what he can do here, but taken away by his teammate Dragon there. I'm not sure if there was a bit of miscommunication, but Resnaldinho now taking it over towards and just unable to do anything with it, the shot, as it was saved away. And it's coming awfully close towards NCSG's goal, but oh, what a save from Temps. Honestly, this is what we love to see from him. We've seen it time in, time out, that Temps is just able to do this with the ball and just able to get these miracle saves out of nowhere. The ball was going to almost fall in towards Resnaldinho there, but gets bumped away and now demoed by Dexter. Over towards, apparently Cold is going to be booting it up the pitch. And Temps able to just see that away quite clearly. Over towards Resnaldinho. Nice bit of aerial move there. Over back towards Dragon. NCSG looking very dominant so far this game. He's taking it back down to the ground, a little bump up towards Resnaldinho and a bit of miscommunication yet again. It looks like they're playing with their food here and not taking it as serious, which could come back to bite them. But it's still looking all towards NCSG. Resnaldinho now getting the bump back up in the pitch and off the post, almost creeping in, but just taken back to the other side of the pitch. The bump coming up by Resnaldinho over towards Dragon. He's going to pump it up to the pitch, but Cold getting the save away. Back over towards the middle of the pitch and just not able to do anything with it, but they just can't seem to get it out of their own half. What are Resilience going to do here? They need to make a bit of a game change as they're not able to do much against NCSG here. And it's a great shot in Dragon flipping the one wrong way. And as I said that they needed to change up their game plan, they immediately go and score a goal and still 1 minute 40 left for either side to take the lead here. How do you think that's going to play out?
Seems we might have a similar situation to last series where it's a game of adaptation. We've seen both teams start off similarly, where they're playing based on making opportunities off their opponent while being able to just get acceleration of the ball. They're not really going for constant high tempo or constant low tempo. It's basically just how well can they change it and control that. We see a shot there from Dragon, making a perfect example of that. It was just along the wall, nothing really happening too major, and all of a sudden it went straight to the box and straight in for a 2-1 advantage. NCSG take the lead, 1 minute 20 remaining. Let's see if they can keep this up.
Honestly, it's a great play there by NCSG. I don't know how they managed to coordinate that so well, but the communication must be on point. After conceding that one goal, they must have had a little talk to themselves like, right guys, we need to take this a bit more seriously. Reznaldinho, stop clowning around. I know you have that clown hat on your car, but that doesn't mean that you need to be clowning around on the opposition. And now from 1 minute remaining, Dragon trying to get the ball away, but just bumped up the pitch by Dextrex. Over towards another player, I believe that was Dexter, and back over towards NCSG, over towards Reznaldinho, who's going to be passing it over towards Temps. He just has the playing octane on here compared to whatever that car is from Reznaldinho. It's a very interesting choice, but it seemed to work out. But is it working out that well as Resilience now get another goal? And it's seeming that either if I cast Resilience score or if you cast NCSG score. So let's see if we can bring it back over to you to see if that is really true.
Well, yeah, let's put this to the test. We have the kickoff start. It goes towards the wall in NCSG's own half. Dragon doesn't go for the players. Apparently, Code's there to hit it. Reznaldinho clears it away, but it's back straight to possession of Resilience. Whiff there from 2 of the NCSG players. Temps there to save it when he can. Takes control, giving enough time for both players to come back to their position. It's now an open game. It's a race to who can get there first. Bit of a pinch between them. Goes to the wall. X can't follow up there. So he's on the backboard, he's expecting a pass, but nothing can happen as it's cleared straight into Resilience's side, and that's going to be overtime in game 1, 2-2. Let's see what this kickoff can bring for us. It goes straight to Reznaldinho, second 50. Rez follows it up on the wall, goes to the ceiling, no one's there to challenge him quickly, gets it past, Dragon whiffs, so it can't really become a massive play. The second 50, again on the wall, Dragon always follows it up on the wall it seems, as if they have some sort of strategy with that. Rez can't quite get the double, that could have been game, but it's not quite. But the pressure is always on the side of Resilience. It's constantly in their half. Nothing's being made of it though, they just need to get that one lucky time where something is happening. And we're seeing not much of that is going to be possible soon. It's just an air game of who can get the better 50 right now. It's constant clearance, back to a pressure attempt. X is in control, Temps goes to the wall, Reznaldinho to the corner, doesn't get the second hit, back to possession of Resilience, clears it again. It's now in NCSG's half for the first time this overtime. X is there with a missed shot, second shot attempt there, Dragon with the save, clears it down again, can't quite get followed, but it is going to go back to Reznaldinho, who passes it back, takes the time with it as he sees all of Resilience are in their own half, so they can just take the control of the ball and do what they want. Quick shutdown there from Dextrex to the middle, which is going straight back to the half. Dragon's up for it, gets possession, goes for the reset, gets it over one, on the backboard, can't follow it up from Temps as there is a save. It's back in the air again. Reznaldinho there to block the attempt of a redirect, and it's going straight back to Dragon, who takes a dribble, goes to the bounce, gets it over one, fakes a flip to get it past, gets it slowed down. Reznaldinho in the race, gets it centered, and that might just be in. It's on the post and it's out.
So close there. It almost went in from NCSG, and it's back over. And honestly, what is up with this? As soon as I start casting again, Resilience get that goal in minute 52 in overtime. And even though NCSG weren't able to put one away while you were casting, it seems that Resilience heard my voice come in from the heavens and just decided to get that goal to close out game 1 there. Honestly, amazing work from both teams there, and that was so much closer than I thought it would have been, but that is why both these teams are in Nationals. That is why both these teams won their first game in the Swiss Stage 1, and that is why we are going to see such a close match here. Now, it's looking like there might be a little issue here, as it does say that there's a disconnect as the servers went down for maintenance. Not really sure how we're going to be dealing with this one, but honestly, from that first game, let's just talk about it a bit. Reznaldinho seemed to be clowning on the team of Resilience maybe a bit too much, and it came to bite him back, as we can see, they lost 3-2. It was a bit of bad defense from NCSG there as well. And honestly, I don't know what they was doing in goal. I think it might have been Dragon there, and he just let the ball in. I don't know if it was a misflip, a mistimed anything, but it ended up going in Resilience's favour as it pushed towards that 2-minute mark, meaning they played for almost 7 minutes that match, but it was still such a tight game. It's lovely to see the overtime coming in as well. I love seeing the games are so tight, just going into these long overtimes. Even though they can get a bit long-winded, it is still great to see just how close they both are to each other and just how the matches can carry on from that. But I love about Resilience winning that game. NCSG still played amazing, but so did Resilience. You know, they were both back and forth against each other. It looked like NCSG had a lot more chances that game compared to Resilience, but weren't able to get any goals in because of that defense from Resilience. It was honestly very well done by Resilience there. And NCSG, let's see how they can switch it up into this game too, compared to how they've done in game one, and maybe just going to try and go for more of a complete domination over them this game. But back to you, how do you think this game is going to go?
Well, based on that first game, it seems that we're going to have a really similar series to the first one. It's really going to be a battle of adaptation, as we saw there. Dragon had to adapt to a more defensive style despite being the one to make the pushes. That ended up causing the game to slow down a bit in their favour. It wasn't enough to get them the victory, but it still was enough to get them some advantage. So it's really going to have to be down to who can make the most of that first game and who can put that to the best use they can throughout this whole remaining series. While there may be potentially 6 more games to watch, it could still be decided very quickly just based on how smart these players are. It seems that there's going to be a lot more of an advantage towards NCSG in the sense that they're better with the team overall, but Resilience, they're better at doing the individual blocks, which can lead to a boost for their team. And it seems that we're getting into the next game now. Players are loading up, and we can see here that it's not going to be something quite easy to work around. Both teams, they're really not under the best pressure at the moment, and it's quite simple for anything to change at this moment, especially with how diverse these players have been throughout the game so far. You see Thames taking it to the wall. Rez puts it off, clearly planned, gets to the foot again, goes for the shot, and that's just a goal straight away. 16 seconds in, NCSG get the advantage 1-0 again. It could just potentially be a second repeat of last series, where it is just a back and forth of adaptations.
Well, honestly, it was very well done by Resnaldinho. You know, he's channeling his inner Ronaldinho right there, getting an early goal off for NCSG. And it's a great way to start this game. And I believe Dragon is actually subbed out here for Engine. But it doesn't matter because, yet again, with this constant narrative of whoever's casting the team scores, it seems like that's happened yet again as Cold is able to level the game up here just within, 22 seconds? It's great to see from both teams. Yet again, such a back and forth. Let's see how NCSG can reply, as Resilience has already replied very strongly here, leveling up the playing field yet again. And it's a good save coming in from Resnaldinho, as Tenjin goes up into the air. Thames gets it bumped over him, but there doesn't seem like there's many players in the box ready for that ball, as Thames is going to be taking it down here just as far as Cold. But Tenjin able to pick up the ball, take it up the wall and take it past one, but just met with Dextrex, I believe that was, and not able to do anything much after that. Apparently Cold going up into the air for this. Resnaldinho able to take it down over towards Tenjin. Tenjin pushes it up back over towards Resilience's side of the field as Resnaldinho goes up for the aerial, but just as far as Thames pushes it back up the field. Resnaldinho now going to be going up for an 80 boost to work with and gets it down in the middle, but no one there to come and clear the ball and push it into the net of Resilience. And it's another shot away from Furious, but it's a great save from Dextrex. And honestly, it's so well done by Resilience, that defense, but the attack is just as impressive. But yet again, that defense coming in just as strong. over towards Dextrex, pushes it up the pitch, but no one there to meet it. Resnaldinho now pushing it over towards the center, but Temps gets a good save away and able to control the ball. And Furious able to take his time with that. Resnaldinho now going to be pushing up over towards the side of the pitch of Resilience as Resilience try to scramble it away, but not as far as the back post. Now back over towards the other side as Cold is going to be pushing this ball up towards the other side of the pitch towards NCSG's own net, but just met again by the defense of NCSG. See what they can do. Dex trying to play it through, trying to run through the defense of NCSG. It's met with the counter attack from as the ball goes into the middle, and Resnaldinho just so close to getting the ball, but there's not many players in defense now for NCSG as Dextrex is going to be trying to take it up and beat his player Temps to the ball as it falls down in the middle. Cold with the shot away, but Temps with a great save. Back over towards Dextrex. Dextrex tries to take the shot and he gets it in. I don't know what the defense of NCSG is doing there, but Resilience is now went up 2-1 in this game. Honestly, a great play and a great pass over towards Dextrex there. He's able to play with the ball perfectly and just sneak in between the two defenders of NCSG and slide in that goal to take this lead with 2 minutes left on the clock. Now over towards the shot from Temps, and honestly that is what we love to see. It's a great shot. A bit of a misplay from Dextrex, but a great bump from Tenjin as Temps just takes the time, lines up the shot off the crossbar and creeps into the net. Now 2-2 from NCSG, and it seems that that caster's curse has now finally gotten rid. It has, as NCSG have finally scored as I'm casting. But let's see if Resilience can turn the tide. Let's see if they can respond with another goal as the shot comes out from Dex, and Resnaldinho with the save. Going back up to the wall now, takes the ball, and it's a great block from Resnaldinho. He didn't have much to work with there, not much boost, but was able to keep the ball and save it. And now Temps with another save, pushes it back over towards Tenjin. Tenjin now 100 boost to work with, pushes the ball over towards the middle, but met by the defensive Resilience as apparently was getting ready to go rotate back over towards the defense there, and was able to pick that ball up to push it back over towards the side of NCSG, but it's saved again by Resnaldinho. Two lovely saves coming in. That surely should be a goal for apparently Cold, and it's out 3-2 for Resilience, taking the lead in this very tight game yet again with still 1 minute left on the clock.
It really seems like the newfound strategy of Resilience is coming into play and having a massive effect, trying to take us down the boost of NCSG as far as they can, put them into that awkward position, then gives them the pressure advantage. Really coming into play here. We're seeing it over and over again. It's not always successful, but it's more likely to be than their original playstyle, especially seeing how often it gets them into the half of NCSG. Resnaldinho gets it into Resilience's half, gets demoed though. Dextrex up to the corner, takes control, attempts there to block it, but it's still going in the same direction. Tenjin passes directly to apparently Cole, who gets blocked by Resnaldinho. Dextrex there for the clear away, but Temps is straight on that away. Apparently Cole sends it to the other half, getting in the opposite corner. Two players on that. Resnaldinho with the dribble catch, tries to get it around, but apparently Cole reads it like a book. Goes to the corner again, gets cleared away from Dextrex to the middle. It's an open game, 50 towards the ball, Temps there for it. He was waiting, taking control, goes to the flick, doesn't quite get it over or past. Resnaldinho now has ball play, and with 10 seconds left, that is a goal from Resnaldinho to tie the game up. We could have overtime again between these two teams. This could be a really long series to watch.
Honestly, what a goal from Resnaldinho there. That was prime Ronaldinho in the making, going up onto the wall, able to push it over into the far side of the net and perfectly pass all the defenders of Resilience. And now 5 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what Resnaldinho can do as he's going up onto the ceiling, but pushes it down the floor, not able to get to the ball just in time to keep it up there and play it into the middle. So now we are going into our second overtime of both series, but the second overtime of this series. It is great to see overtime here. 10 seconds already into it. Still a very tight game. Temps low on boost. Needs to go for the 100 and finally gets it. Resnaldinho now a lot to work with over here, but pushes it over. And now Cold possibly able to do something with it here, but no one there to match it from the side of Resilience, as Resnaldinho is now pushing the ball up towards the other side of the pitch, but not able to get far as it's matched by the defense of Resilience. But what a 50-50 from NCSG there, but no one to meet it in the middle. Now over towards Dex, over towards Resnaldinho, who takes it over, but Cold able to slide in and get that. Tenjin able to take it away from the attack of Resilience and keep the ball. A bit of a kerfuffle there into the middle, but Resnaldinho able to take it and dribbling with the ball. Very nice show of skill from Resnaldinho there to stay calm under pressure and able to keep that ball away from the net. But now it's fallen back over and it almost goes in from Resilience to take it 2-0 in the series, but saved away from the net of NCSG. And now the demos are finally coming in from the side of Resilience over towards Resnaldinho there. And let's see how Dex can do now on the attack, but met by Tenjin. Tenjin pushes it over and it's a great double tap and somehow takes it in off the defense of Resilience and was able to do so much with the ball there, hitting it off the defense back over towards himself with a player double tap. And it's a win for NCSG, now tying it up in this series. Honestly, what a game. What were your thoughts on that? It was honestly beautiful.
Well, something I noticed, it seems that the players are almost restricting themselves mechanically. It seems both teams are in favour of going for that more macro-based gameplay. They're really promoting the passing and the quick moves towards one another as opposed to getting that individual play, and it seems to be working out for both of them. The score has been pretty close both times. We're not really seeing too much of a shift here in playstyle. Seems that they're going to stick to that, but I can't really fault them. It has been working. We have seen a few shows of the mechanics, such as at the end there, the dunk to secure that game. But as we move towards the next game soon, who knows what could happen? They could just change at any moment. Perhaps it might be in their favour to do that. Since they've had 2 games, it's been similar. They might get used to that. But there's no saying for sure what could happen in this next game as we move into it.
Well, it's looking like this could be another Game 7, possibly, from this Series 2 here between NCSG and Resilience. Yet again, all to play for. It was a very tight game last time. 2 overtimes, which we didn't see at all in that first series. And now, Resnaldinho trying to do some early work with the ball over towards Dragon, who is subbed back in for Tenjin. Sorry. Tenjin is actually subbed out. He has. And back in. So we have quite a big roster change here from NCSG. They're trying to switch it up, trying to see what they can work with to try and not let this go to a Game 7. Try and let this be a 4-1 win towards NCSG. And still sticking with the same team of Resilience. No nihilism seen yet from their team. But we are now 4 minutes left of this game, almost a minute in, and Resnaldinho up the wall with the ball, but just as far as Dex, who takes it towards Dragon. Now Dragon going for some aerial play here, over towards Resnaldinho, but Cold with a beautiful save. What a save that was from Cold, but just as far as Resnaldinho, who takes it towards Dragon. Let's see what Dragon didn't do. Not enough boost to be able to do anything with that, and now cleared away from Dex, just as far as Tenjin, who takes it over towards Cold. Cold takes the possession now, going up into the air with the ball. Not a lot of boost to work with, and ran out already, and now over towards Dragon. But a great aerial battle from Dex there, who was able to meet them up so high into the air, and Resnaldinho, I'm not sure if he saved that off. That was just a bit of a misplay, but it was so close, and Tenjin had to come to the saviour of Resnaldinho there to keep it 0-0 in this match. Now, the ball going back over towards Resilience's side. Resilience not able to get it cleared as it just falls just as far as Dragon, but now able to get a bit more possession up to the pitch now on NCSG side. A bit of a misplay, but apparently gets the shot away, and Resnaldinho getting the same And now over towards Dextrex. Dextrex, what can you do with this ball? We've seen you do it before, but he just misses it completely, and it falls to Resnaldinho. Now Resnaldinho with the ball, but a great save from Dex to be able to push him away from that, and Cold pushing it up towards the other end of the pitch, and it just falls. It's falling between all the players of both sides, and it's looking like no one can get this ball into the back of the net. Oh, it is such a close game here. Now on the counter-attack, and Dragon getting the shot off, but apparently Cold keeping Resilience in this game. 2 minutes 30 left, and it's still all to play for, and it is still somehow goalless.
We're seeing constant pressure back and forth between both teams. It really is just a matter of how well they can put what they know from the last 2 games into use, and so far it seems like both have executed that really well. We see another play here from Tenjin and Ronaldinho. Comes to the centre. Dragon can't quite get the beat, but Rez is there to follow, gets it off the wall. Dragon's there, misses the shot. Dextrex sends it back to the mid. Tenjin goes towards the wall, hoping to get the pass to the teammate. Dragon does get in there, in fact, but does get blocked by apparently Cold. Unfortunately for him, it sends it straight back to Rez. It's now in the half of NCSG, but they just as quickly got it out as it got in. They now have the pressure again, but unfortunately they couldn't keep it. It now went to a clear, back to the wall of NCSG. Dragon's there to get it down, but straight back to their opposite corner. It really is just constant pressure for both teams. It really is back and forth. There's no way of seeing when a goal can happen, because both teams have had so many chances. It seems like they're just leaving it to we can have the pressure, and now we just need to get lucky. As we see there, Rez almost got a shot into the goal, but there was a save there. Texans now takes control. Tenjin there with a 50, gets a second one, goes to the backboard. Apparently Cold there to clear it away. Not the most power, but Dexter's is there to get it back. Rez is there for the follow, gets the corner, gets the rebound. Apparently Cold gets it away. There is another challenge by Dragon, goes to the backboard, but unfortunately there couldn't be a follow-up, and it's back to their own half of NCSG.
And we're now in 45 seconds left. Another shot coming now. Tenjin getting the demo over towards DX there. But Resnaldinho able to clear this up, bumping him away. But still in the half of NCSG is still to play for with only 30 seconds left. Apparently Cold going up for the aerial, hitting the ball over to just as far as the back wall. But apparently Cold getting the pass over towards Dex. But what a save by Dragon. Honestly, this is what we love to see in Rocket League. Just a constant back and forth, and it's so good to see both players just as good as each other. The shot being absolutely perfect, but the save being even better. Now over towards Tenjin, 10 seconds left, not much to work with. Dragon needs to get this save and pushes it down just as far as the enemy of Resilience, but Resilience not able to finish the shot, and that would have been it to seal the match away. And now the ball, they can't touch the ground, otherwise they go to overtime, and they don't want that to happen unless they just throw it down, and they want to go to the 3rd overtime of Series 2. 3 matches, 3 overtimes, still to play for. Who will get this golden goal, and who will seal the victory to push them into the lead of this best of 7? 13 seconds now. Resnaldinho taking the ball up, and it's a bit of a misplay. Oh, but DX able to clear it up, and Dragon going up onto the wall there over towards Resnaldinho, but cleared away by apparently Cold. He's going to be taking his time, but Resnaldinho getting the demo over towards on Dextrex. Dextrex needs to reset now, but DX being able to get the ball up. Let's see what Furious can do as he's pumping up over towards the side of the pitch, and he wants to try and get this goal to finally secure it, but Resnaldinho unable to do much of it. Dragon needs to take his time. A lot of time to work with, a lot of boost to work with. Needs to just not mess up here, and he hasn't. Tenjin now gets the 100, gets the ball, but met by apparently Cold. Apparently Cold going to be trying to take this ball away from him, but Dextrex getting the nice defensive clearance there over towards DX, who pushes it up the pitch over towards Dextrex, but just as far as Dragon, who's able to take this ball over towards the back wall now, but not as far as the defense of Resilience over towards Resnaldinho, who's unable to do much of the ball, but DX taking it over towards the wall, but Dragon able to save it, but back over towards the opposition of Resilience. Let's see what they can do. Apparently Cold a nice 50-50 there, able to challenge Resnaldinho off the ball, but what a shot, but what an even better save by DX. But Tenjin, he's up in the air. Let's see what he can do with it, but not a lot, as it's now cleared away by Dextrex. back over towards the side of NCSG, but cleared away by Dragon. Dextrex just misses it, but it falls to apparently Cold. Not much there with that attack. And now back into the possession of NCSG. The demo coming out from Resnaldinho, but not able to do much of it. But apparently Cold passes it over towards Dragon. It's a misplay from Resilience, as they've just gifted a goal to NCSG to give them the lead 2-1 in this best of 7. It is so unlucky to see from apparently Cold there, after he's played so well this game, getting so many saves, getting so many shots in. And it's just unlucky to see from them. Honestly, what a game that we saw there. As we can see, 5 shots from Dragon, 3 shots from another, from Resnaldinho, and then so many shots from the side of Resilience as well. It's great to see. Oh, what do you think of that game? It was honestly beautiful.
Yeah, there's no denying that at all. It was a truly spectacular game. We've seen both teams realize they have to rely more on the mechanics, and they've implemented that with no flaws, it seems. They're really just having a back and forth, and that's how you know both players have been good. But we are going to transition to the next game. It seems the kickoff has started, goes towards the blue wall. Tension's there for the carry, gets the air dribble, doesn't seem anyone's there to challenge, gets the reset to the Nussy just to clear space. Apparently Code is there to catch it, straight at the X, misses the redirect off the wall, but his teammate is there to get it. Dragon now takes possession, going on the opposite wall to 50, going straight to the other side. See a quick challenge there to the corner rebound, misses the shot because it's a rebound from the post. Quick challenge from Tension, beats him, it's open, wasn't on though. Missed shot there. Dragon now, seeing the space he has, takes his time, is in dire need of some boost, so his teammate does in fact clear the time for that. So rebound off the wall, the X can't really make a play, so he just has to stall for time. Whiff from Temps there, gives him the space he needs. Dragon clears it just as fast though. This plays straight back down. Apparently Cold there. Can't quite make the finish, but Dextrex is there for the play. It's not a goal. It was a save in fact. And it seems that there's a lot of bumping going on in this game. It's really going to work in their favour, as last game we saw every time there was a bump or demo, there has been an increase in pressure. It's really going to change the flow of the game, wouldn't you agree?
Oh yes, I would definitely agree. In here we have a lot of shots coming out from the side of NCSG, but Resilience able to keep resilient and keep calm under the pressure and just keep that ball out. But what's happening here with NCSG, it looks like a bit of a misconfusion, and it has led to a goal for Resilience, taking the early lead in this game. Already a minute 30 in, but 3.5 minutes still left to play from this match. It's still anyone's game, and I would honestly love to see a bit more of a higher scoring game, which we haven't really seen from either of these teams. As you know, we haven't seen any single sweeps. It's always just gone to overtime. Do you think it will go back to overtime this game?
Well, from what we've seen, it really seems like both teams seem to prefer the sort of stagnant gameplay, so there is definitely a high chance it does go to overtime. The goal could happen at any moment, and they really could just hold down like they have been. But then again, who knows? These players are known to change a lot quickly mid-match, especially with sort of more important decisions such as the cars they chose. I mean, we see apparently Code here has in fact changed the car he is using towards the Octane from the Fenix, going to give a different hitbox, bit of an advantage there if it's his preference. You see constant mid-play here being made, DX for the rush, it's not going to be there though. Apparently Code to clear it away from the backboard, can't quite get anything as a second though. DX is there to challenge the counterplay, nothing comes of that though. And we see aerial play, not quite the best movement, back to the wall from DX, past to both, but there's a double commit, so that's going to be possession for NCSG. But fortunately for Resilience, there has been a block of that 50. It's going towards their own net though. Tension with the shot, save. It's going to be a second challenge there, no possession anymore. And now DX is on the offensive. See a second double commit there, leads to a bump of their own team, goes to the wall. Fortunately there's a counter back to that. Apparently Code is on the lead with that now. Taken out of his possession to the corner, bounces back, and there's not going to be any more possession from them, it seems, in a really long state of times. Always just switching back and forth now this game.
Well, it seems like it is a very balanced match, as we can see from, well, the stats of the previous 3 and from what we're seeing on our screens. But One thing I do miss, as you were mentioning, the change from apparently Cold from the Fennec to the Octane, I do actually miss Resnaldinho's little clown car. That was honestly, it's just a little bit of joy to see in the match. And it takes a bit away from the stagnant stalemate that we have going on, even though it is back and forth action. Just a little bit of comedic effect is always lovely to see in this match. But one thing I have noticed from NCSG is that they keep switching up one of their players for their substitutes. Now we have Temps in this game with Tenjin and Dragon. No Resnaldinho to be seen. Maybe we'll see him in the next match. I just wonder what the thought is with the roster change. Maybe they're all just as good as each other and they want to try and get as much game time in, or maybe since it is the Swiss stages and it is still important but not as important as a knockout stage, maybe that's the plan that they are going for. But here we have Dextrex, a lovely aerial, but just as far as Temps getting that save, Tenjin getting the demolition over towards one of the players of Resilience, and it's a sneaky goal from Dragon. And honestly, it's a perfect play. He was able to get in here, a nice commit over and hitting off the side wall, and perfectly landing towards him, beating the defender from Resilience and sneaking in that goal to make it 1-1 now in this game. And it is still all to play for, but only 30 seconds left on this clock.
Seems we could have a fourth overtime here. Fourth game, fourth overtime. This would be potentially a first in this whole show. We've never really seen that before, 4 for 4. But it's really looking like it's possible, especially with the gameplay being so back and forth. It's not necessarily a stalemate in the sense that no one can do anything. It's just a stalemate in the sense that they're always playing so perfectly defensive that they're always shutting down every opportunity. As I say that, apparently Cold with the open net there, not quite sure what happened on the defense, but that is going to make the game 2-1 to Resilience, and that should potentially be the game sold. However, there is still 2 seconds. Anything can happen on a kickoff. Everyone knows that. So we're going to see here, if they can make the comeback, NCSG can tie the game to 2-2 for an overtime, and it looks like that's not going to happen. That is Resilience with the win. That is now 2-2 in the series. What are your thoughts on this upcoming few matches we have?
Honestly, it was such a sneaky goal there from Resilience. I don't know how they were able to get that in, but apparently Cold keeping Resilience in this with 3 saves. The same with Dextrex with 3 saves. And Dexter's was just able to get them shots off. 4 shots, 1 goal. Well, it was apparently Cold, 2 shots and 1 goal. Was just able to sneak away in that game and just finally get that win. And finally not taking us to another overtime. You know, it gets a bit sore on the voice after shoutcasting for so much overtime. But I don't mind when the matches are as exciting as this. So now we have another game. We're starting here. 3-2-1 with the kickoff. Let's see if we get a kickoff goal. I think we might have missed a kickoff goal from the first series in that first match before we were able to get to the match. But apart from that, we haven't really seen much around it. We've seen a few 20-second goals, and it was almost there again that we did get a kickoff goal from apparently Gold. But Resnaldinho, he's back with his clown car. He's back to bring some joy on this pitch towards NCSG. And hopefully he can bring a bit of love towards the side as they want to try and make this 3-2 in the series. And it's a save from Temps after the shot from Dextrex. And he's taking it still up the pitch, up to the back wall, and bumps away the player. But Dextrex is able to get the save away after Dexter gets a demo over on towards Dragon. Now Resnaldinho not able to do much with the play there as Dragon fails to 50-50, and it's now all up to Temps. But Resnaldinho able to get back, and Dragon able to get back as well, getting a lovely defensive clearance away from his net. He has to take his time here, but just gets rushed a bit too fast. Not able to get it away from his car, but it falls just as far as Resnaldinho, who bumps it back up the pitch over towards Destrex. But the demo coming in from Resnaldinho over towards him was hopefully alleviating a bit of pressure. His Dragon is now playing it back towards this middle of the pitch. Tempt, a lovely touch over towards the side wall, but just as far as apparently Cold. Now Resnaldinho with the ball. Not sure what he might be able to do here as he's taking it up and pushes it back down at the middle over towards Temps, but unable to get the shot away as it is taken away by the opposition of Resilience. But still on this attack, it's a lovely demo by Resnaldinho, but they did not see the player on the back wall and unable to get another shot away as it is cleared away. But Resnaldinho now on the attack again. It's a lovely pass over towards Temps. Temps unable to do much. Cold going in for the 50-50 with Dragon, and now they need to get back. Temps already back into the defense as Dextrex tries to do something with the ball here and passes it over towards Dextrex. Resnaldinho unable to get the hit away there, but it's a great save. But it doesn't matter as it falls over towards apparently Cold, who then gets the opening goal in this match, bringing it up to 1-0, but still 3 minutes left on the clock, all to play for.
Absolutely. It seems as if both teams have really started to understand each other more, especially with the play from Resilience there. They realised what makes NCSG fall out of position and took that to their advantage. That goal was based entirely off the awkwardness of their positioning. You see here, they're not really going to let that happen again. They're taking the time with the moves. Temps there waiting, gets the corner just as he wanted. Can't quite follow it up. You see Dextrex there with the clear to the other side. Resnaldinho can't quite predict it. DX is there, gets it on the wall. Apparently Code gets it to the backboard, back again. Dragon there to hit it away, give them some time at least. Dextrex is there to put the pressure back on them straight away. Dragon is there to follow up again though. Apparently Code gets the hit, doesn't change the direction much, but Dragon does whiff because of that in fact, giving the possession to Resilience. Apparently Code with a pinch towards the box. Can't quite anything can happen. Nothing was made possible of that though. DX just hits it up, leaving an open ball. Dragon's there to capitalize as quick as possible. Temps is there to follow it up. A block by apparently Cold though. Rez sees that and follows it again with that double hit. Gets the read from Dextrex hit and just gets a back pass to Dragon, who now has time to hit it up. Gets it over DX, bit away. Temps gets it. Apparently Cold gets the block though. Rez is there to follow. Dextrex hits it. Rez gets it again. Gets the 50, it goes towards Blue's corner, DX is there to follow, gets the shot, and that's a goal over the two in their defense.
Honestly, what a goal by DX there. It was a great play, but it was just so unlucky. Apparently Cold able to get the ball over to DX, and DX has just sat there goal poaching, able to just pile drive that ball into the back of the net. And we now, I believe, have seen our first 2-goal lead of this series. And it could possibly be 3 here, but no, just wide. Resnaldinho able to pick up the ball. And I wonder if there'll be even more roster changes after this, as this team is seemed to struggle, I believe, the most against this side of Resilience compared to the other matches we've seen, which have all been to overtime, apart from that last one, of course. And Dex almost getting that goal away, almost made it 3-0, almost finished out this match. Now, Resnaldinho getting the shot over just as far as DX. DX pushing it back up to the pitch. Resnaldinho able to grab the 100 boost and take his time with this ball as Dextrex is pushing up, but just as far as Dex. And can he do anything with it? He can. He can pile it right onto the goal line as apparently Cole comes swooping in and gets that shot away. What a great team play. And it was just so close and a bit clumsy from the NCSG defense here. I'm not really sure what is going on. They need to have a bit of a sit down after this match and just talk about what has happened, as they've seemed to fumble the plot here a bit. They were so strong in the opening 4 games, just unluckily getting a goal against them in the final 2 seconds last match. But now, as I speak, it just seems like they've switched on. A light bulb has finally came alight in the NCSG team's head, and Temps has decided, that's it. I'm getting the scoreline so much closer. I'm scoring a beautiful, an absolute worldie of a goal to make this now 3-1 to Resilience, but it's so much closer now with 40 seconds still left to play for as Dragon wins the kickoff, but just as far as Dextrex. Dextrex taking it up the pitch, and that could be a possible another goal, but Resnaldinho slow with the play. Notices there wasn't anyone in the middle there just until now as Dragon takes it up the wall, and it's a great double tap with Dextrex. Amazing save from him as it falls over towards Temps as he tries to do something on the sidewall, but not able to do anything. Dragon and Resnaldinho going for a bit of a double commit, but it doesn't matter because Dragon gets the ball and takes it in. It's now only a 1-goal deficit here. 11 seconds still on the clock. It's all to play for. Let's see who's going to win this game with 10 seconds still left on the clock. And the kickoff coming off. We have seen NCSG doing very good kickoffs here. And let's see if they get another one as it does fall over towards Temps and he beats Dextrex towards the boost. Dragon now going up for the ball. 5 seconds left on this clock. Resnaldinho, they need to keep it up in the air, but it's looking like it's fallen. And Dextrex throwing it down to the ground and making it a 3-2 win to Resilience and bringing it to 3-2 in this Series 2 match.
Yeah, it seems as if the change in the roster has potentially been the downfall. It seems almost as if they're relying on the players for their abilities and not incorporating the abilities to the players. I mean, we've noticed Tenjin was out of that match, but he was bringing all of the bumps and demos, which really opened up the opportunity a lot more. Most of that shutdowns by Resilience was simply because of the quantity of players they had at the time. It was usually a 2 against 1 in that, and that's what led to the change most of the time.
Well, we are now going into this game 6 here, and it's already been kicked off. 5 seconds already in, and it's looking like NCSG want this early goal, but just met with the defense of Resilience. And now over towards the side of the pitch for NCSG. Temps taking the ball up, going to be met by apparently Culbert, takes it over him, but Dextrex is able to save the shot. And now over back towards the backboard, but unable to do anything as Dextrex takes the ball and now lying in the midfield. Dextrex just as far as the defense of NCSG. And as we can see, there hasn't been a roster change this time. We have not seen Tenjin coming in, which is a bit surprising as it seemed like they were playing pretty well when Tenjin was on this team here. And look at that, it's already 1-0 Resilience. I'm not sure what happened there, but it just kind of felt like the ball just... Wow, what a flick. Honestly, I don't think anyone from NTSG or either me or you were expecting that. But what a flick from DX there, just to get it over the whole of the defense of NCSG and bringing this 1-0 up 50 seconds into the game. And we almost have our first kickoff goal. That was so close to going in. And almost made it 2-0 straight away to Resilience as they try to get a nice shot there. But Dextrex realized there was going to be a player there ready to take the ball away from him, so he takes over the side corner there. But now NCSG on the attack, but not as far as the Resilience defense. Very resilient from them all, and they are seeming like they are playing so much better in these recent matches. But Resnaldinho meeting him up onto the roof there, but DX taking the ball away from him. But Resnaldinho able to do it, but what a save by apparently Colt. It doesn't matter because Dragon is able to get that ball and he's able to dunk it in off the players. It's great vision from him to see that he needs to go up there, but apparently Colt, what a save that was from him. That is so unlucky for the side of Resilience that they weren't able to clear that ball away, as the save was amazing, but then the knowledge to go for that shot there in the aerial was even better, I would say.
Well, absolutely, especially seeing as this is the match point. Getting that tie to be 1-1 was essential, so it's really important that he was able to see that. Dragon there with a pop. Apparently Cole can get it. A double commit there in the corner from NCSG, but Temps is still on it. Apparently Cole with a bit of a misfit there. Didn't guide the arrow correctly. Now it's in possession of NCSG again. Dragon gets it up the wall, goes for an aerial play. Apparently Cole misses the ball on purpose, it seems. Knew there wasn't going to be a follow-up from that. Dragon still in possession because of that though. Rez going up for it. Just a smaller touch going towards Temps in a rebound hopefully, but gets blocked by apparently Cole, so nothing can come of that. The possession is now to DX, but Rez clears it before anything can happen. And now it's going in back and forth. It's just clear after clear. An attempt at a redirect from DX, but a save there. But there's going to be a follow-up, and apparently Cole goes down, saying Rez is up. Demo attempt. Still a save though from Dragon. Nothing's going to come of this, it seems. It's really awkward, but there's not going to be any play made. But the pressure is still kept up. Temps clears it away, giving them a bit of time to breathe. They have room now. It's now going to the wall, back to DX. Carries it over. Rez gets it back to the middle. Dextrex right there to read him. Goes to the backboard of blue. Temps hits it down. Almost a read from DX. Apparently Code with a shot. Get the bump from DX to Dragon, and that is going to be a goal. 2-1 to Resilience on the match point. This could potentially be the game, but with 2 minutes left, anything can happen, and it really could be anyone's game.
Well, it's been very back and forth here between the two sides, but yeah, again, Resilience is just able to go forward, but Thames getting the double demo there over towards on Dextrax and apparently Cold, but it doesn't really matter as it falls to DX there, who gets a shot away, but Dragon getting the save. NTSG need this. If they don't get a goal here, or even two, they will be out of the win here, as it is match point. As you said, Resilience just need one more, NTSG need two more to be able to win this series. Now, Dextrax with the ball. He wants to try and get as much as a lead as he can, and it's almost a nice flick over towards on Thames there, but Thames able to collect the ball, hit it over, and now apparently Cold meeting him on that backboard. DX getting a lovely aerial there to beat the likes of Dragon, and it's honestly so well done there. Dex now in a 1v1 situation, can he do it? But no, Dragon kept his composure, and he's done so perfectly. Wow. That was a great save from Dragon there, and he actually almost just scored an own goal on himself, but hits off the post, goes back out to Dextrax, who almost scores another goal. Now Resnaldino, let's see what he can do with it. Let's see if his magical footwear can prove anything for the side of NTSG as the shot comes out from Dragon, but saved away from apparently Cold. Now over towards DX, he's pushing it back up the pitch only as far as Resnaldino, who now takes the ball but just slightly misses it, and it doesn't matter because it's fell to Dragon, and it's now 2-2 with 30 seconds left on the clock, and this could be the sign of another overtime here, or it could be a win towards NTSG to push this to the final match point. This is a great series that we are having. Yet again, another very close one like we saw in Series 1, but it's 2-2, and it looks like DX and Resilience have won that kickoff, and Dragon's trying to meet him up on the top there, over towards Dextrax. He's trying to get the ball over towards this side of the net. DX taking the ball down, going to be picking up this 100, knows that he's getting challenged by Dragon. Resnaldino with the follow-up that Dragon was not able to get, but apparently Cold taking the ball. Temps now with the ball. Can he do it? Can he finally finish it off? And Resnaldino just missing. I was so close, and Temps unable to follow up, and it's now gone to overtime of this match point game. Resilience need one goal. NCSG need one win and a goal. Let's see if they can finally finish it out, and it's fallen towards DX here. Dragon, a good challenge, and he still has the ball, keeping up with the play, but just as far as DX. Resnaldino getting the 50-50, and as it's fallen towards Temps here, but can Temps beat the ball against DX? And no, he gets bumped up, but Dragon able to calm it down, able to keep composure of the play, and is now playing it back over towards this midfield towards Resnaldino, but it's a great save by DX. Back over towards Temps, he's pushing over towards the corner here, but apparently Cold able to keep this ball, but falls back over towards Resnaldino, still in a dangerous place for Resilience, but it falls just as far as the far post. And now apparently Cold needs to be a bit careful here, but a great ground pinch to punch it back out towards this midfield, and DX able to clean it up off the top of the crossbar there. And now over towards Temps. Can Temps do anything? Passes it over towards Dragon just as far as Dextrax, but Resnaldino able to clean it up, pass it back, and keep composure of the play. Let's see what they can do here. A minute into this overtime, Resnaldino failing a bit with this aerial, and it's looking like a double tap, and it's a goal from DX to bring it 3-2, and that is the win for Resilience. They have won 4-2 in this Series 2 of this Nationals Week 2. Wow, what a game, honestly. 3-2, that was probably the closest we've ever seen. Wow, what a game. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, really, it just looked like there was no flaws at all happening there in terms of the macro play. It was really a back and forth of who had control. It was just pressure after pressure. There was no real sight of anything going wrong between the teams, although it could be questioned about the changes between the roster, having such a constant shift. Maybe their plan was to throw off the reading of the other team. Who knows with that? Although potentially, maybe, there might have been something we couldn't pick up on during those games that made that happen a lot. Although other than that, there wasn't really anything much to question in terms of why they did it, but there is a lot to watch about how they did it and how great it was. It was really an incredible performance from everyone there.
Well, it sounds like the celebrations are coming out for Resilience as there's fireworks going on outside the studio here. Honestly, it's perfect timing with them. But it's been a great Series 1 and Series 2. And we will be back next week, I believe, with more student champs. But honestly, thank you all for watching. This has been a great series, and we will see you next week.